Not a big beast. Not a big beast. Not a beast. Not a big beast.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment Daily. I am your host, Laker Kenobi, and yes, I'm back. I'm home from Orlando. Spent a couple of days over there. Had a great time. I went to the Halloween Horror Nights. I did a mobile stream. I kind of messed up on a little bit, but I appreciated the 86 people that viewed it. Really appreciate that very, very much. And I had a good time in Halloween Horror Nights Bowl. And not only that, I was live with the Park Hopping crew with Drunk Freepio, Fear the Beardo, and Lee, who is Drunk Freepio's brother. And it was great. And it was fantastic. We went around like what they did. They did their job very well. They go around the park, which I should have done first, but instead I did it. I was doing my stream mostly when I was in line for the Artista, the Spanish museum. But like I said, besides that, bro, I had a great time, and I had a great time with the guys. And then the next day, which is on Friday, I went to Epic Universe and I did my live at night showing how the park is, how how many people are still there, especially when I did some short videos during the day, and it was beautiful, man. I had 122 views with 3 likes. I appreciate you guys very much for watching those videos, man. I really do, And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like expand my channel. I want to like have a conversation. I just want to have a good time, bro. And I love playing games. And I love to movies and shows and all. So yeah. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be back. I rested yesterday, took a 12-hour nap because I needed it, especially when I was doing my steps and everything. And I did some today. Hopefully, I can finish them up tonight before I do my other stream, which is going to be Ninja Gaiden 4 Part 3, which I will have it on YouTube and this time on Rumble and Kick because in my hotel where I was at, I was worried that the internet will not take a much of the networks, which is Rumble and Kick. So I decided to only play it on YouTube. So let's discuss some topics that we have here. So bear with me, I got a lot. But I want to also appreciate the Geeks and Gamers because they have done a lot. They have done so much in their networks, bro. And D-Day Cobra, he showed us the surprise, which I'm sure you know about. And I'm about to share this with you guys. So let me first get everything set and ready. Here we go. Oops. Let me pop it up here. And here you go. The Geeks and Gamers, they have uploaded their new channel, bro. Now, as you know, they are working with Ripazine, the Rippaverse. They're working with that Park Place, which I always talk about my articles right around there. They have Criticless, who's Blaine, and he in his website, which I'm going to show you in a minute, he talks about everything that is going on with movies and what their opinions on movies, on TV shows, and all. And sooner or later, he will have reviews on video games. So let me show you the other webpage he's got, and this is it right here, Criticless right here. It's free to sign in. It's free, and all you got to do is just go in there, and whatever movies, whatever shows you saw, just get in there, look it up, and then make your own opinion in there. They're trying to make this better than Rotten Tomatoes, because Rotten Tomatoes in the past, they have made not that many good reviews on certain movies. They make these movies looking good, but of course, audiences did not like it. And then, of course, you got also people that are like Disney, like chills, that want to please it, that want to have people, they want to please it, so that other people, normies, will go there to watch it, and then maybe feel disappointed in another way. But like I said, check out these two websites, Criticless and the new Geeks and Gamers logo. I think you guys would like it quite fondly. So you can see in Geeks and Gamers, here's the crew. And these are their latest articles that they have so far. These are their latest articles that they've got. So like I said, you guys can check that out and everything. And I'm soon going to put my articles on there and everything. Because there's a lot of stuff that I've got here that I'm going to talk about and everything. So, like I said, guys, you will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. So, let's get on to our first topic. Let me just first prep it up and get it ready. All right. Here we go. Let me just pop it up here. Rotten Tomatoes ownership shakeup raises privacy concerns and opens the door for Criticless. Now, like I said, Rotten Tomatoes, in the past, they have put themselves in a real slam. They put themselves in a real slam dunk situation, And like I said, they make opinions. They give out their opinions in the Criticless, saying that the movie is good and everything. Like, there's movies out there that we like, that we want to go see. They make it bad reviews, but when the audience sees it, it's good. But then, of course, when the critics, they rate it as good, and then when we go see the movie, people don't like the movie. So it's a give or take thing, That's why if you go to Criticless, when you go watch the movie, you go in there and you make your own opinion of it. You discuss your opinion of what you thought about the movie. Now, there are movies that I've went in there and I've discussed and I made my opinions on, which I'm going to have to start doing more often, get in there. So I believe my first movie that I'm going to try to watch is Predator Badlands, and then I have Wicked for Good, which I need to watch the first one so that I can discuss my opinion on the first one. And then I have Running Man right around the corner, and then I think there's another one for this year. Avatar also. Avatar is another one that's on the list as of right now. So I recommend you guys, like I said again, go check out Criticless. You guys won't be disappointed. So let's read up this article and see what is up with this. Visitors to the Rotten Tomatoes website for movie reviews and news are first presented with a large pop-up at the bottom of the screen. The message informs them that the site is now owned by Versant, and by continuing, you agree to their new terms and acknowledge that their updated privacy policy now applies to all your existing data. Following the link to your rights, in the privacy directs users to Versant Privacy, where they are informed that they have the rights to opt out of the sale, sharing, or use of your personal data for targeted advertising. Ooh, that's not a good thing. In other words, anyone creating an account with Rotten Tomatoes agrees to having their data sold unless manually choose otherwise. Most users will likely skip the fine print, meaning their personal information can be shared or sold by default. Now, frankly, I'm happy that I did not apply to this. I did not sign up for this and everything. I just go in there, make my own review on it, and I look at the reviews, see what they think, and I go watch it, and I know that it was either good or it sucks. So, and as you can see, like this, The Last of Us, for example, the critics, they rated it a 94%. And of course, the audience, they rated it 39%, because the audience is mostly fans of the game. And of course, season 1 was a big success and everything. I enjoyed it. But season 2, we all knew what was going to happen. So, and it ended up sucking. So, it's like I said. It's like I said before. We have to pay attention to these things and what is going on here. So, let's see what else more we got. So, Versant, it was announced in November 2024. Comcast announced that they were splitting off their cable and digital holdings into a separate company. Among those digital assets were Fandango and Rotten Tomatoes. That change in ownership is more than corporate reshuffling. It has real implications for how user data is handled. Fandango, founded in 2000, is an online movie ticketing service, which Comcast acquired in 2007. In 2016, Fandango purchased Rotten Tomatoes, the popular movie review aggregator, known for its now iconic Fresh versus Rotten Tomatoes. Tracing back the history and ownership has caused some analysts to argue that this site is in decline, having evolved into an entity that prioritizes the interests of major studios over those of the users. Now, what I like about Criticlist right now, they don't share your personal data. They don't ask for you to send your personal data, like your name, your phone number, your information wise. All they want is your username, a profile about yourself. That's it. And what movies and games do you like? That's all they want. Now in this, I've never signed up on this, so I'm sure if they're sending in personal data and all that, that means they wanted your full name, your address, your phone number, your email address, and that's some stuff that's personal. Those are personal. So for me, Rotten Tomatoes, not a good idea to have, man. Not a good idea. So let's get out of this, and we're gonna discuss more. So it's like I said, dude. I mean, with everything that is going on with Rotten Tomatoes, I would not recommend trusting those people. That's a site that you shouldn't be trusting. So now we got this one right here. Back to the Future writer suggests letter writing campaign to bring back the iconic Universal ride. Now, if you have been paying attention, in Universal's UK, they are trying to plan on bringing some iconic stuff back into Universal. Now, we know Back to the Future, it was once in the United States of America in certain areas, of course, in Hollywood, in California, and in Florida. And to me, that ride was great. It was fantastic. I enjoyed so much on it. So right now, the UK, they are trying to bring it back. They are trying to bring it, and it's going to be, and they said it's going to be an 80 mile per hour roller coaster ride. I've talked about it many videos ago and everything. If you can find it, I recommend you go find it. I think you'd be interested. So let's read a little of this. Bob Gale, co-writer and co-producer of the Back to the Future, recently made a suggestion that has fans buzzing around during a special event celebrating 40 years of the beloved film franchise. Gale floated the idea of the letter writing campaign to bring back to the Future, the ride at Universal theme parks. The event, titled Back to the Future 40th Anniversary Screening with Bob Gale, took place on October 21st of 2025 at the Universal Cinema AMC City Walk in Hollywood, exactly 10 years after the future date of the October 21st, 2015, featured in Back to the Future Part 2. Yeah, man. These are one of the best These are one of the best films ever that made. So let's see what else we got. According to the post by Screen Rant on X, Gale suggested a letter writing campaign to bring Back to the Future ride back to Universal. Of course, it was entirely possible that he was joking, but the comment gained traction when it was requested by the official Back to the Future account, fueling speculation that the revival could be possible. And who knows? Who knows? What was Back to the Future, the ride? Back to the Future ride opened on May 2nd. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that, people. It was back on May 2nd of 1991, Florida and Orlando, and later arrived at Universal Studios Hollywood in June of 1993. Guests boarded a motion simulated DeLorean to chase Biff Tannen through time, expecting a mini sequel to the original trilogy on the 80-foot doomed projection screen with groundbreaking at the time motion technology. Yeah, man. Let me tell you, man, that was like one of the best rides they had in Universal Studios long time ago when I was little. You know, I really enjoyed it, that place, man. It was iconic, bro. It was iconic, but too bad that the park, it just really didn't work out. You know, but I'm hoping they do bring it back. But like I said, I did say before, they are trying to bring this into Universal Studios in the UK. They are trying to do this. Now, I believe that Universal UK is going to be opening up in 2030. I'm not sure. But if it does, I don't know if I'll be able to go there. Maybe one day I will. But stay tuned. We'll see. But now, as you know, the Simpsons ride has taken over that area. But if you guys have not heard, the Simpsons is in a deal with Disney, which they have been in the property of Disney. They are ready to, Universal's ready to call it quits with them. It's ending their contract. We may get a Pokemon ride that may happen. Maybe. It's been talked about many times, but we'll see. We shall see. So, I'm looking forward to seeing this come back. I am looking forward to seeing it. But right now, we're going to be talking a lot about Universal right here and everything, and these topics and everything. So here we go. Now, Universal Studios, they also are planning and teasing a 72-mile-per-hour The Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster ride. So here is a video. Here's a video right here of the testing of its roller coaster attraction, Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. It is scheduled to open up next year. The ride will reach top speed of 72 miles per hour, making it the fastest roller coaster within the Universal Destination and Experience portfolio. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see what it features. The ride will span 41,000 feet of track. Its top speed will be 72 miles per hour. The vehicles will be capable of 360 rotation. The queue will be located on the park's upper lot inside a large red brick garage style structure. The ride vehicles are modeled after authentic cars on the Fast and Furious film franchise, including one based on Dominic Toretto's 1970 Dodge Charger. And right now, according to this, it's being built in Hollywood Studios in California. So it looks like it may not come out in Orlando. But let's take a look. Let's let me see if you guys can watch the video. All right, let me just lower it down a little bit. All right, let's take a look at the video, and you guys let me know what you think. Let me get up the pop-up chats to see if All right, so let's take a look. Oh, dude, yes. So this is just a test. This is just a test to see how this performs. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It is opening up next year. So I do wish Universal California the best of luck with this. I do wish them the best. So let's see our next article we got. Now, this one is a little disappointing for me. It is a little disappointing because I love Epic Universe. I am a member of Universal, but the problem is people have been waiting to see if when will Epic Universe be part of the membership deal. Because right now my membership deal, I got free parking and I have free access to go into Universal Studios and into Islands of Adventure. However, I had to purchase a ticket to go to Halloween Horror Nights, and I got that, and I was inside. But, however, I'm waiting, just waiting to get in to Epic Universe for free, which I know I'm going to be paying a lot more money, which that's what I'm not going to tell you my price, how much I'm paying, which you guys can check out and everything. So here we go. It says here that Universal launches new Epic Universe tickets for 2026 with park hopping and multi-day pass options. Still, no Epic Universe annual passes. And of course, you know right now that the latest that we got, this was article on the 23rd. And so far right now, it may not be coming out sooner than you think. God, I'm hoping they do. So let's see what they feature here. Let's go look and see what they feature. Let's see. Until now, Universal offered Epic Universe tickets only through the end of 2025. With limited access built into bundle multi-day packages, those tickets allowed one dedicated day at Epic Universe while requiring the remaining days to spend across Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure. Universal Orlando has released tickets for 2026 for the next year. Guests with multi-day tickets can use their park days at any of the 3 theme parks and move freshly between Epic Universe, Universal Studios, and Islands of Adventure. So that's changing for 2026. Universal's new ticket structure finally opens the gates, literally and figuratively, allowing guests to hop freely between all 3 major theme parks. For the first time, Epic Universe joins its siblings as part of the full resort experience. This means that when guests purchase 3-day, 4-day, or 5-day park tickets, they'll now be able to include Epic Universe as one of the parks they can visit on any day of their stay. The move brings Universal's newest theme park in line with its existing resorts and gives vacation planners more flexibility. So, of course, the one thing that I really would like to have is it to be an annual pass. And so far right now, they still haven't done that yet. I don't know when they're going to do it, man, but I am hoping sooner or later they will, man. Now, I know that right now I'm paying a big amount of money, but I only do it once a year. But I know sooner or later that when that comes, the ticket prices are going to go up. The prices will go up, and I'm going to be paying a lot more. But to me, it's worth it. It's worth it. I got nothing to lose. So I recommend you guys check that out. So let's see how we're looking. All right. Just checking out my channel, how we're doing so far, if there's nothing going on. All right, so let's see here. So Epic Universe right now, I'm really, really hoping that one day they will announce that, hey, we're going to have this as an annual thing. I can snag it. So I do hope it does come. So, but now we have this one. Saudi Arabian Six Flags Qiddiya announces Falcon's Flight, the tallest, fastest roller coaster in the world, will open this year. Now, however, this is opening up in another country, but this country right here in Qiddiya in Saudi Arabia, they have gone really good stuff. They have done really good deals. I mean, if Warner Brothers, they also have a deal that's going on with Disney in Dubai, I believe it is. But let me tell you, man, it's getting a bit hectic right now with roller coasters right now. So here we go. Let's read a bit about this. Six Flags Korea, a theme park under construction near Riyadh. I can't read that, so I'm sorry. In Saudi Arabia, is preparing to launch what is expected to be the world's tallest, fastest, longest roller coaster ride. The ride, named Falcon's Flight, has been developed by Swiss coaster manufacturer Intamin, and it forms a central part of the park's first development phase based on current speculations and released by the park and industry sources. Falcon's Flight is designed to break several global records when it opens, which is currently scheduled for late 2025. So it is coming out like at the end of the year. So let's see. According to this, the Falcon will feature a height, more accurately, an elevation change of 195 meters. That's 640 feet, which will make it the tallest coaster in the world if completed as planned. So let's take a look at this video right here. So there it is. As you can see, it's test run. It's on the top right here, riding around. There it is. Now it's getting ready to go. Right here. Here it is. There is no volume on this, so going on the coaster into the tunnel. And it swoops upward and then dives. Right down there, man. Wow. Well, yeah. Now, do I believe that this coaster is going to be good? Yeah. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great for Saudi Arabia. I'm sure people are going to enjoy it. So let's look at the features it's got here. Let's look at the features. The track will span approximately 4,300 meters. That's 13,944 feet, making it the longest continuous roller coaster ever built. But its projected top speed is 250 kilometers. That's 155 miles per hour, surpassing the current speed record held by Formula Rossa in Abu Dhabi. The ride will feature a 519-foot drop aided by a cliffside section of the terrain integrated into the design. The coaster will launch a linear synchronous motors using 3 separate launch sections to achieve its speed targets. It will run 6 trains, each carrying up to 14 riders, with a unique configuration in the row now for increased visibility. Falcon's Flight has been described by its manufacturer as the world's first ever coaster, a term used by Intamin to indicate a height class above 600 feet. This term is not widely adopted aside the company, but it helps contextualize the engineering scale involved in the project. So let's see. Here's another glimpse of the video, so let's take a look at this. All right, you guys can watch this perfectly. All right. Right now they're just testing it out. Let me take this off. So yeah, they're testing it, man. I mean, I gotta hand it to them, bro. I gotta hand it to these guys. I gotta hand it to them, bro. They're doing a great job. They're doing a really good job in Saudi Arabia, man. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. All right, so let's discuss our next topics at hand because we have many more articles that I have tried to going to be discussing. So it's probably going to be maybe over an hour of the video. So bear with me, guys. I just wish, I would love to have an audience. Well, it would be great to have an audience that we could discuss on what has been going on and what we missed and everything. But like I said, dude, it is interesting on what's going on. So here we go. Our next topic at hand. Let's see. Oh, I think it's let me see. My bad, people. I think it's this one. Ah, here it is. Now, for entertainment wise, movies wise, and everything, this one is going to be eyed on because a lot of the He-Man fans are wondering how this is going to perform. You have actors that are making promises that it's going to look good. I did read the story. It's going to be brought into Earth again. Earth is going to be involved again, but in a different way possible. But some of the characters that the actors are going to be playing, it's got promise. And it's got nothing to do with the 1984 Dolph Lundgren Masters of the Universe movie. And the movie looks promising, bro. I've seen clips of it, behind the scenes looks. Nicholas Galitzine doing stunts and fight style for He-Man. I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. It's coming out next year. So, but let's see what's in this art. What's going on here with this? He-Man actor Dolph Lundgren on possible role in new Masters of the Universe movie. So right now he is in discussion on it that if he's going to be doing a role or not. Now, me frankly, he could probably play King Grayskull. He could possibly play King Grayskull in this. So we'll see. So let's take a look. The live-action Masters of the Universe movie from Amazon MGM Studios features a sprawling cast of a lot of characters. Some have yet to be announced, and it sounds like we may also get an appearance from the original live-action He-Man, Dolph Lundgren. Here we go. Speculation that Lundgren, who played Eternia's muscle-bound protector in the much maligned 1987 movie, might be set to make a cameo in the reboot first began when the actor shared some social media posts mentioning a secret project he was working on in London early on during production, and the 80s action star has now dropped another pretty big hint that he will appear. Maybe, yeah, you have to check it out when it comes out. So he said with a smile when quizzed about his involvement by Extra TV, assuming Lundgren does have a role in the Divine movie, we're still not sure, so he'll play, but the most compelling theory points to King Divine Grayskull, who is the ancestor of He-Man. I hope, if he is in this movie, I do hope he plays King Grayskull. That would be perfect for Dolph Lundgren. That would be perfect. So he did share some thoughts on the character Prince Adam. So let's see what he said. If you think a new He-Man movie makes you feel old, I feel old. I was in it. They've been trying to make their picture for at least 15 years, and I'm glad they're doing it. There's a great cast, great crew. It's a big budget picture with MGM and Amazon. I think they're doing a great job. Prince Adam is a bit more romanticism to the character than other superheroes. Marvel and DC are a little harder edged. There's something magical and childlike about it. And even though they're kind of making an adult picture, there's something soft and positive about that character. So, that's good that what Dolph Lundgren is saying, Brian. And like I said, dude, this could be a good movie. This could be awesome. So, I really am hoping that this movie turns out to be good. I really do hope so. Because, of course, when a lot of us found out that the story was going to take place back in Earth again and then go back to Eternia, we're like, why didn't we just focus it on Eternia? That would have been the perfect movie. But this director, Travis Knight, he's the director that did Bumblebee, and a lot of people loved the movie Bumblebee. I'm sure Travis Knight knows what he's doing. I'm gonna have faith in the guy. I do hope that this movie does not disappoint. And now a lot of people are a little disappointed that you have an Hispanic actress, Camila Mendes, who's playing Tila, which I'm going to discuss right now what she has thought. And then, of course, you got Idris Elba, who is going to be playing Man-at-Arms. Now, those two characters are big roles for being part of the Master Universe franchise, especially with side by side with He-Man. But despite that, despite the swap, despite the race swapping and everything, I don't care. I don't care for it. I want to give the movie a chance. And I did give it a chance when I went to see How to Train a Dragon. It had Nicole Parker starring as Astrid. And I loved it. I loved the movie. So, like I said, I want to give this a chance. Now, however, if they race swapped it He-Man, then that's a totally different story. That's totally different. But I'm going to give this movie a chance. And I hope this movie does well. So, let's get on to the next article here. Morena Baccarin talks Deadpool Wolverine and hypes up Nicholas Galizine's He-Man the Master Universe movie. So, when I found out that she was going to star in Master Universe as the Sorceress of Grayskull, I was like, okay, that's good. She is beautiful. She is hot. So, I'm sure she's going to do a great job in the role. I'm sure of it. So, here is an interview with her, confirming on what is going on with the movie and everything. So, let's see. Let's see what we got.
It's such a pleasure to be able to speak to you today because I'm a long-time fan and I had such a great time watching this movie. It really one that took me by surprise. And I just thought your character, Marcy, she's so much fun to spend time with, very matter of fact, definitely not a damsel in distress, as she makes clear to Charlie. So to start with, I was wondering, what do you like most about exploring a character like this?
Thank you very much. I thought she was such a phenomenal person. I thought also very complex, you know, certain vulnerabilities and pains and regrets in her life that she buries very deep. And given, you know, where she's living on a house.
Need a plan?
In the world,
United Healthcare has you covered.
Oh, Jesus.
With quality plans designed for you and your family. Open.
Lousy commercials. I apologize. Let me keep going.
Wants to be alone and is trying to elevate her life quite literally, and enter Charlie with all these problems and kind of drag her back into the life she was hoping to leave behind. And I liked that sort of conflict of, you know, having to do something to sort of finally close the chapter and then getting sucked in to that life again, but then also realizing that Charlie's a little bit different. And then the way in which these characters connected, I thought was quite genuine and touching. I like that the romance is hinted at, that there's definite possibility, but it's not at the core of what is important in these two people's lives. Yeah, there were so many, and of course getting to work with Pierce and Philip, incredible.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you mentioned Pierce, because obviously the vast majority of your scenes are with him as Charlie. So how was he as a co-star to work with? And what did you really enjoy about exploring this dynamic specifically with him? Because you both have such a great back and forth in the film, I thought.
Thank you. Yeah, we do. You know, I came into this movie quite late. They had started shooting by the time I arrived, and both him and Philip greeted me with open arms and really willing to have many conversations and make me feel welcome and comfortable. You know, Pierce is a bona fide movie star, a man with a huge body of work. and it was really intimidating, but he was so open and kind and so charming and smart and lovely to work with. I can't say enough good things about him, and really willing to like get down in the trenches and discuss these characters and the scenes, and be there was no like ego or power struggles, or just just really, we really worked together, and it was so refreshing and inspiring. And Philip was really wonderful at being able to facilitate that, and allow us to sort of discuss these characters, and come up with ideas, and open to hearing our takes on things. So it was really like, I couldn't have asked for a better scene partner.
Oh, that's great. And another great scene partner, of course, I have to mention Sharon Gless, because that scene with her, I think, it's both hilarious and quite bizarre as well, really. So how was it for you to be dealing with that torrent of abuse she's throwing at your character? Because what a back and forth again between you two.
It was impossible to keep a straight face, I have to say. I can't. She was very funny, had very specific ideas and things that she wanted to do, and it was phenomenal. She's such a sweet woman, obviously such an icon, and it was really hard to shoot those scenes because I just wanted to enjoy it with her, and I had to be like angry at her.
Yeah, for sure. And another favorite scene of mine I have to mention is that woodcock scene. How much fun is a day like that on set when you're getting a little bit hands-on with the action? And seeing that almost quirky side of the film, and that sort of action scene, it's not the conventional type of, fight you might see. Was that a big draw for you with the project like this?
A lot of those scenes were, I love that she gets down and dirty and is part of the action as well.
I apologize. I thought they were I was trying to find the interview that they had with the sorceress, but I'm gonna see if I can find it. Maybe it's here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it.
This can be a little bit harrowing, but everybody,
for example. So when it came to collaborating with him and
directors, because actors, and I think that's really actors, including Irish, which I didn't know about.
And yeah.
Honestly, the collaborations with everybody involved was such a joy, so creatively fulfilling. Getting to work with Philip was a dream come true, and Pierce, we'll have to duke it out, Pierce and I.
Well, I'd love to see it. And of course, Marcy's passion for taxidermy is a very fun character trait. So did you walk away from this movie maybe with a new appreciation of that, or were you just glad to maybe get away from those dead animals when all was said and done?
It was so fascinating. It's something but it woke me up to sort of a whole other aspect on it already. I think the film is now underway again after the strike, and I think it's going to be quite good. I think fans are in for a fun surprise.
Yeah, I know everything we've seen from it looks great. And obviously, regardless of whether this happens next year or not, do you think it's about time for Vanessa to suit up as Copycat, blue skin and all at this point?
I think yes, but I think she's also competing with a very large universe.
Absolutely. And of course, you've also had so many memorable roles in the DC universe, in animation, and obviously Gotham. James Gunn is now rebooting that franchise on film and TV. So are you hoping maybe to return that world as a new character, whether it's Catwoman, Poison Ivy, or Wonder Woman, or anyone like that?
There's phenomenal characters in both universes. I would love to. I think for me, it's all about, that strong.
And it can work for a lot of them, but I thought Fast Charlie really hits that sweet spot. I prefer watching a movie like this where you do get thrown into the story and it just hooks you in from.
Don't have time to think, and you're just sort of like along for the ride. You're immediately in such a different universe. And Pierce is so alluring, and his great movie should have.
Yeah, for sure. And just finally, I'm glad you mentioned the characters, because I know not every movie.
I don't want to go back to that. It means it's good that it's over.
Well, I do apologize on it, and I should have listened. I should have watched this interview before. But let me tell you this, man. I mean, it does the point that the interview did not discuss anything about He-Man. It only discussed about Pierce Brosnan and other roles that she did. But here it is, right here. So She got to take another crack at the genuine role when she plays a sorceress in Amazon's upcoming live-action Take on the Universe, Masters of the Universe. Hyping up Nicholas Guzzin's He-Man transformation, the actress said, "It's insane. I saw him on the set, and he'd been training for months and months and months. I was like, oh my God, how did you do that? I grew up watching He-Man, my brother and I, so it was a really big part of my childhood. It was really cool once I got there and saw the costume and what they had in mind for me. The whole get up and the wig and the contacts and all of it. I'm so excited to see what they make of this because I feel like my part of it was just a small element of what it's going to actually be in the end." So the sorceress watches over, so she discusses her character and everything. So of course, if you guys know the sorceress, she is the most powerful person in the universe, but she is more powerful in Castle Grayskull and all. But outside of Grayskull, the only thing that she can do is turn into a falcon named Zoar, and the only power that she has is telekinesis, and she can telepathic. She can telepathically talk to his allies, to her allies like Adam, Man at Arms, and Orko perhaps, and tell them the dangers or the good and all that. But I will say this. This is a great casting for Morena Baccarin. So I'm looking forward to her and everything. But I do apologize about this interview here. I thought they were going to discuss detail on this, which they read here, and I just didn't see it. I didn't find it. So I do apologize. But then you have also Camila Mendes, who's also hyping up the Master Universe movie. So here is some interviews. One from Variety and another one from Deadline. So let's listen to what she's got to say on it. So let's listen in.
I mean, I had always dreamed of doing a project like that. I always had known I wanted to do a superhero movie at one point. I think, like, I like to work out, I'm into fitness, and I'm like, oh, I really want to do something where I get to use that part of myself. And I really got to do that here. It was so challenging. I learned so much about my body and about nutrition and fitness, and I felt like I was really in my element doing that film. And I also just really love the story. The execution was really strong. Like, it has a sense of humor, but it also isn't completely one big joke. And the tone of it, they just did such a good job with striking that balance, and I think people are really going to like it.
Yeah. The good thing about the interview, what I like about this interview, is that they didn't try to ask her about politics and all that. And that's something that a lot of these actors need to focus on. Don't discuss politics. Just discuss about your movie. Discuss about your filming. Do not discuss politics. If you discuss politics, Bo, you're going to be targeted. And let me tell you, that's not going to be good for you. So here we go with this one right here. Here is from Variety. So here we go.
Nicholas
Galitzine, what a talent.
He's the nicest.
He's such a sweetheart. I'm so excited for people to see him in this movie.
Tell me what it was like
something special.
seeing him for the first time walk on set with those muscles.
Well, I was lucky enough to see the transformation from the beginning, but I mean, we were there for 2 months in London, training every day together.
Oh, really?
So we were in it together the whole time. But even when I got there, he got there maybe like a month or so before me, I don't remember. But by the time I got there, it was like he was a different person. Like, I was like so amazed about the transformation just from the few weeks that he went before me. And yeah, the end product was incredible, and I'm really excited for people to see him in it.
So you get into a lot of the action.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah?
did a lot of it
Tell
was
me
really
about
really
it.
fun. I mean, I had like a few big stunts that I got
Yeah?
to practice for months. I mean, it was like a very rigorous training process. I'd never had to train for something like that before and do a lot of stunt training. I felt like I was in boot camp. It was awesome.
What was it like going home at night after shooting those scenes where you're just like, I'm in so much pain?
Oh yeah, but they took care of us.
Yeah.
They always had like our physios that would come twice a week and iron out those tired muscles. And
Who are you?
We were treated very very well. I can't complain.
And how many universes are you signed up for?
Well, that I cannot say, but hopefully there will be more. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I really wish them the best of luck on this, bro. I really do wish them the best because it's like I said, if this movie does successful, if the Master Universe movie does successful, bro, there's going to be a sequel. There will be a sequel for sure on this. But the only problem is a lot of people are concerned about Jared Leto, man. A lot of people are concerned because, look, Jared Leto, he's a good actor on certain movies and everything. I liked it. He did a good job in Tron Ares. The Joker, his performance in the Joker in Suicide Squad was like, not good. But in the Zack Snyder's director's cut, he did a much better Joker than what they did to him in Suicide Squad. So, like I said, dude, I am a little concerned about Jared Leto's performance as Skeletor. So we're gonna see, dude. If he does not do well as Skeletor, man, it's gonna be in real trouble. The Master Universe movie is gonna be in real serious trouble, man. But I do hope the movie does well, bro. I hope it does, and I hope Jared Leto does a good job in the role of Skeletor. I hope it does. Now we're going to discuss one little bad news on this one right here in particular. Spider-Man Brand New Day is not going to most likely have an IMAX release. Now, many Marvel films, they have had IMAX releases, but apparently this one won't. Apparently this one. Because right now, according to what I'm reading here, according to what's been read here, let me just exit out of this thing. There we go. According to what has been read here, is that, let's see, right? Okay. So Spider-Man's releasing on the 31st of July. But during that time in between, you got the Odyssey coming out on the 17th. And then on August 14th is going to be this Flora Vale Street, which I don't know what the heck this is. Flora Vale Street. What is this? I mean, let me look at this title. Flora Vale Street. What is this, man? What is this? Okay, according to this, it's a thriller mystery movie that stars Anne Hathaway, Ian McGregor. So I'm like, why are you putting a movie like that, a thriller movie like that, in IMAX? That doesn't make sense. Really does not make sense for this type of movie to be in IMAX. Now, I don't know what kind of thriller mystery it is. I have to look at the trailer and see, but I don't know, man. But who knows? Maybe in the future, maybe sooner or later they'll come up with a way of getting this to be released in IMAX, man. So it is a bit disappointing to see. It is a bit disappointing to see that movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day, not to be released in IMAX. You know, because a lot of the Marvel projects, whether they were good or they were bad, they were released in IMAX. Even DC movies were released in IMAX. So Why not try to get this one on IMAX? You know? But we'll see. We shall see. We shall see about that. All right. The next topic here we have is Transformers and G.I. Joe Animated Energon Universe series from Robert Kirkman is in development. So, people have been waiting there. Now, there have been people that have been waiting for ever since what happened with the last movie, the latest Transformers movie, Rise of the Beast. In the end of the movie, there was a scene that G.I. Joe was in there and they knew about what was going on in Puerto Rico on the attempted invasion of Unicron. And they said that we're going to get in, whatever it is, we're going to get involved in it, man, because they work in the top elite organization of it, man. So, they did not, now too bad they did not want to make this live and everything, but it looks like they decided to go on the animated route. Now, I don't know if this animated route is going to be in a movie or if it's going to be a television series. It could be a series. So let's take a read at this article. Let's read this in particular. It sounds like we might just see the long-awaited Transformers G.I. Joe crossover in animation before live action. Reports that Robert Kirkman's Skybound Entertainment has teamed with Hasbro Entertainment to produce an adult animated series based on Kirkman's Image comic series, Energon Universe, which features characters from Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Void Rivals. Joe Henderson is attached to write the adaptation and serve as a showrunner in the series, which is expected to be taken out to buyers shortly. Given Kirkman's involvement, we say there is a decent chance it will end up at Amazon. Oh, man. Now, let me tell you, Amazon, they have been very bad at certain franchises, bro. I'm a bit worried about the James Bond franchise, but also I was a bit disappointed how they were doing with Rings of Power, you know. And, of course, they are developing Tomb Raider. So, and of course, you know, MGM and Amazon, they are working on the He-Man movie. But I'm hoping the He-Man movie does successful, bro. I really hope so. So, we'll see. Despite the more family-friendly tone of the original Transformers and G.I. Joe comics, an animated show's Energon Universe is described as a broad with adult sensibility in the vein of Kirkman's gritty adult animated series Invincible. Now, let me show you this one. Let's show you what I got here. Okay. Let me get my camera on so that you guys can see it, hopefully. Okay, so this one that I have right here, when they talked about the G.I. Joe animated feature, so this is what I have. This is titled G.I. Joe Resolute. Now, this movie is an adult action animated movie, which means is, of course, in this one, there's going to be a lot of killing. Like here, Major Blood dies. You got Zartan who dies. You got who else died? Bazooka died. He actually died in this movie, in this animation. So this one right here, this animated version of the G.I. Joe Transformers. And of course, if you saw Transformers the movie years ago, of course you had Ironhide, Roadblock, I think is. There were certain characters of the Transformers, original Transformers series that passed away and everything, that died during the events of Transformers the movie. So if they're going to do it based like this, bro, I think it's going to be great. And a lot of people that have purchased Skybound's Magnet comic book stories on Transformers and G.I. Joe, they have said that they love it. They loved it. So I do wish them the best of luck on this. I do wish them the best of luck. So, this looks promising, bro. This does look like a promise that this movie is going to be good. This animation is going to be great. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to this. So, we'll see. We shall see. So, let's see what we can do. We got this part done. Let's see. Our next articles. Let's go to our next article and topic. Let's see. I believe it's this one that we got here. No. Okay, I know what this one is. Okay, this one has got to be it. There we go. All right. So, back at this again with Marvel Studios. So, Marvel, it's not been looking good for Marvel right now, man. I mean, they've gone a track record of failures. Ever since after Endgame, their television shows, their movies have failed miserably. The only thing that has helped them succeed in success was the following. Spider-Man No Way Home and Deadpool Wolverine. All the other shows that they had, to me, WandaVision, I enjoyed it. Hawkeye was good. Moon Knight was okay. But between there, which was Falcon the Winter Soldier, Loki, I didn't watch Miss Marvel. I didn't definitely watch Ironheart. What else was there? I watched the first season of What If. It was good. But I read about the second season. I looked at clips of it. I did not like it at all. Echo was terrible. You know. I mean, it's like this. They have had massive failures, Bo. Especially with Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness. I was a bit disappointed when I went to see the movie. I was a bit disappointed the way it turned out. You know. And then, of course, you had She-Hulk that was out there. I only watched up to the 4th episode. I couldn't take it anymore. I could not stand it. The way they treated this character, She-Hulk, it was just terrible. You know? But it looks like now there's talks that She-Hulk and Captain Marvel will not be featured in Avengers Doomsday's movie. To be honest, I hope they don't, man, because right now, a lot of these Marvel characters that they're bringing into the movie, it's not interesting, bro. They're not that very interesting. You know? What I wish they could have done was, after Endgame, they could have done the reboot, man. You know, got the Fantastic Four in, which they did bring it in. Now, however, Fantastic Four, I did enjoy the movie, despite a little bit of the girl boss moment in the end. And then, of course, the gender swapping of Silver Surfer. Despite that, I did enjoy it. But, of course, it didn't make money because the fans got disappointed on what they were doing with it. Because, of course, they had a red flag immediately because of the gender swapping of Silver Surfer. And that's why a lot of fans were turned down on it. A lot of the fans are not watching their movies because they don't care about the fan base. They don't care about the source material. If they would have cared about the source material, I guarantee you, man, we wouldn't be talking art. We wouldn't be having articles like this out there now. But of course, you know, there it is. So let's discuss this right here. Gary Butcher, who is known as Neurotic, put a post on Twitter, on X, that neither Tatiana's Marvel's Melina's She-Hulk and Brie Larson's Captain Marvel will be in Avengers Doomsday. Nearly 30 major and MCU characters are already confirmed for the upcoming entry in the massive franchise. The absence of others might be, as Thanos would say, inevitable. So, of course, you got people that talked about it already. You have Critical Drinker that talked about it. You've got the Geeks and Gamers crew that talked about it already. Tyrone Magnus has talked about it. And others, man. Now, what I think, bro, Avengers Doomsday is going to be a lot of money that they're going to be costing. A lot of money, man. And let me tell you, man, They said that they finished production, but there has not been no script out there yet. We don't know what the story is. We don't know what the script is. And there have been actors that were there, like Rebecca Romijn Stratos. Rebecca Romijn, she did a lot of stunts and everything in the movie and everything, but she did not know what the script was. She had no script. She didn't know what she was supposed to be doing. So the Russo brothers, I have not heard about a script yet. I haven't seen a script. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're going to do. I want to see what the test screens say about it. That if this movie's going to be bad, that they got to redo some shoots. Because in Captain America Brave New World, they had a ton of reshoots on it. And still, when I went to see this movie, it was terrible. Just terrible. This movie. But like I said, dude, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with it. I don't know what they're going to do with this movie, man, but all I can say is right now, they need to come up with a better solution. They need to come up with a better solution to this, because if they don't, bro, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a major problem with Hollywood. So, of course, if you know that the production of this movie's budget is at almost at $600 million. They need to break over $1 billion to break even. Maybe $2 billion even, if they got to get this movie successful. Because I got a feeling it won't. I don't think it's going to be successful. Maybe fans will like it. Maybe. But I'm not sure about this. So let's see. Now our next topic is going to be about Mel Gibson's movie, The Resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now, this is a sequel to The Passion of the Christ, which starred Jim Caviezel, who starred as Jesus Christ himself. I watched this movie years ago, bro, and I really enjoyed it. You know, it made a good amount of money and everything. You know, I was very happy for it. But it looks like Jim Caviezel will not be in this movie anymore. So it looks like they are recasting him. And the man that's going to take over Jesus Christ is going to be, let me see right here. I got to look up the guy. Here it is. Jaakko Altonen. So I'm going to look up, bear with me, guys. I'm going to look up the guy right now on this guy. So let's see here if I can look him up real quick. Let's see. Jack. Okay, here it is. Here he is. Here it is. All right, so we got him right here. So let me see if I can let me see if I can do this. Okay, I'm gonna add this right here. Bear with me, guys, right here for a moment. So this is the guy right here who is going to star as Jesus Christ. Now, I think he could probably do it. I think he can do it. Sorry about the imaging and everything I kind of messed up on. I apologize on that. So, I think he'd do a good job. I think he would do a good job as Jesus Christ. So, but Jim Caviezel, man, he did a really remarkable job, man. But, you know, I guess he's got I guess he has a reason why he couldn't perform it and everything. So I'm sure things will work out for Mel. So I do wish him the best. I'm looking forward to his Passion of the Christ movie. So we'll see. We shall see. Now, this article that we're talking about here is Netflix. Now, Netflix, if you guys remember, Stranger Things season 5 is coming out soon. And it was told before that they were not going to release this in theaters, that they wanted to release it on Netflix streaming. Now, a lot of the fans, now there's been talks that they are going to try to release this in theaters. So, but what I've been hearing and what I've heard on the Geeks and Gamers Daily podcast, they are going to have this separated into 3 segments. There's going to be 3 segments separated. So let's see what we got here on this Stranger Things. So, in a stunning Netflix reversal, Netflix announced that the Stranger Things series will finally receive a nationwide theatrical release, making the first time an episode of a Netflix series has been exhibited in the theaters. The 2-hour finale chapter, officially titled The Right Side Up, will premiere on December 31st, debuting simultaneously on Netflix and in more than 350 movie theaters across the United States. Screenings will begin at 5 p.m. and continue through January 1st of 2026. So this is going to be like a 2-day event of this. So, however, it is going to be separate. They are going to have separate episodes. So let me see what we got here. At the time, Netflix Chief Content Officer Bela Parada dismissed the idea, citing that the show's massive extreme audience, streaming audience. A lot of people have watched Stranger Things on Netflix. It has not suffered from lack of conversation or community or sharing or fandom. I think releasing it on Netflix is giving the fans what they want. The Duffers expressed a different view. People don't get to experience how much time and effort it's spent on sound and picture, and they're seeing it at a reduced quality. More than that, it's about experiencing and at the same time with fans. The world, that would be amazing because the fans could be there with other fans and experience it as a communal thing. It would be incredible. So, of course, it is going to come on in theaters. It has been confirmed that it's coming out in theaters on the 31st of this year through January 1st of next year. Now, my thing on this. Do I think it's going to come out? Do I think it's going to do well in theaters? Maybe. Maybe it will. Now, K-pop Demon Hunters, however, it was out on Netflix first. Then it was decided that they would bring this out on the theater for a sing-along, and it did very well. It did about closely $18 million on one day. They released it on one day, I believe. But now it is coming out for the holiday weekend up to November 2nd. Now the question is, will people go watch this to see if the K-pop Demon Hunters will make more money than before? Or will they just rather leave it and just watch it on Netflix? I don't know. But I do wish both of them to be the best of luck on this. Because, I mean, look, I like the K-pop Demon Hunters. I try to watch Stranger Things. I watched up to the 2nd season. I did, but I gave up on it. I left. I didn't watch the 3rd, the 4th season, But a lot of people said that the 3rd season wasn't that great. But they said that the 4th season picked up nicely, bro. But I was like, I'm not interested. But like I said, dude, I do wish them the best of luck on this to see if this will do well and everything. But now we have another disappointing thing going on with Disney. Another disappointing thing. Disney wants to bring back Star Wars Holiday Special with the Life Day Chewbacca. So, Star Wars, George Lucas, he felt that this was not a good idea to have out there, bro. It was a bit of disappointment. And he knew right then, bro. He knew right then that this was not going to work. He knew right then that this was not going to work at all. And of course, it was very disappointing. It was a disaster on CBS, you know. So of course, they wanted to try to bury this thing. But now, Disney, since now they own the rights to Star Wars, they are going to bring it out there again. So Chewbacca was wearing his red hood and everything, red cloak and everything, and it was just, it had the star, it had the cast with Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher in the show, and it had a cartoon featurette in there, but it just did not, it really did not do well, man. Now, like I said, dude, it was a bit disappointing and everything. So, like I said, bro, I wish Disney the best of luck on this. I don't know if this is gonna work, man. So, so let's see. This guy, it looks like he hyped it up and everything. So let's see what he's got to say about it.
Sold out. Now, there are very unique shows to Jollywood Nights. They're pretty awesome. And they've also announced some new character experiences. Now, I'm pretty excited right now because a certain character has been announced. And I already got my tickets, okay? And I don't even want to tell y'all because I just want it to be me and him, okay? Here's what I'm talking about. Here's who's going to be at Jollywood Nights this year in Galaxy's Edge. Bam! You see what I'm saying? I don't think you heard what I said. I said bam! I don't think you know what I'm saying right now. He's celebrating Life Day like this. Bam! I don't think y'all realize what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm saying bam! This is who will be appearing. Bam! Jollywood Nights, y'all. Bam! Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? See, I didn't want to tell y'all that.
Now, I'm a bit worried about this, bro, and how they're going to treat this, bro. But, look, I know a lot of Star Wars fans got a little upset with this, bro, that did not like this. Now, ever since Disney purchased Star Wars, bro, I liked it, the Star Tours event and everything. It was great and all. And I liked it, the sequel trilogy. I mean, no, not the sequel. I don't know why I said that. I liked it, the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. But when the sequel trilogy came out, The Force Awakens, I loved the movie. It was perfect and it was good. It introduced new characters and everything. Finn, Rey, and Poe. But when The Last Jedi came out, oh my God, I was disappointed. I was very disappointed with this movie. Of course, you had Solo. I liked it, the movie, but it could have been better. They could have done it better, but it was disappointing for not making money. I liked it, Rogue One, but The Rise of Skywalker, it literally destroyed Star Wars because, of course, when The Mandalorian came out on season 1, I loved it. Season 2 was great, and they were hyping it up for The Rise of Skywalker to come out. But afterwards, when the Book of Boba Fett came out, utter trash. Obi-Wan, utter trash. The Mandalorian season 3, utter trash. Andor season 1 was good. Ahsoka, utter trash. The Acolyte, utter trash. And now, The Mandalorian and Grogu coming out in theaters, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work out because the problem is, in The Mandalorian Season 1 and 2, it had the story about Grogu, bro. That Grogu was trying to get back to his people and everything and all that nonsense, bro. And of course, the Mandalorian, Din Djarin, was being like a protector, a guardian, to making sure that he would go home to their people. And in Season 2, he finally completed his task, his mission and all. But then, of course, in the Book of Boba Fett, fans got disappointed that he came back to Din Djarin. And Season 3 was just an utter disaster. An utter disaster for Season 3. Now, The Mandalorian Grogu, this to me, this is meant to be a Season 4 of the Mandalorian series, but they decided to make it into a movie because Star Wars has not been having movies out in so long, so they decided to release it in theaters. Now, we have Star Wars Starfighter coming out, but it is coming out right after Mandalorian Grogu. So the question is, will the Mandalorian Grogu be successful? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt this movie will be. But we'll see. We'll see. So for this to happen, they need a miracle. They need a miracle. And now let's discuss other articles that I have. No, I thought I had the I don't have it. Shoot, I thought I had it with me. Let me see. Let me see something here. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have it. Okay. All right, we're gonna have to bring it in here. We're gonna have to bring it in. Where is it? Here it is. So, Star Wars fans fly a plane over Disney Studios demanding Bob Iger to save the hunt for Ben Solo. Now, I'm trying to understand these people. I'm trying to understand something. Why are we going to get this? Why are we bringing this movie out? Ben Solo is dead. He died. He used his remaining life force to bring back Rey. And then, of course, you saw him dissipate. He disappeared. Like what happened with Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda. So how are you going to bring Ben Solo back? How? How are you going to bring him back? What are you guys doing? You got this guy right here. Will of the Force. Showing this out here. Fans coordinated a plan with the Hunt for Ben Solo banner to fly over Disney headquarters. I think people want to see Adam Driver's Star Wars movie. I mean, come on, you guys. What are you doing, man? What are we doing? According to Collider, which had a reporter on the site of the stunt, the banner circled the studio's lot and nearby areas of Tuesday afternoon, drawing plenty of attention both from employees on the ground and fans online. Photos of the banner quickly went viral, marking one of the most visible fan protests against Disney handling the Star Wars in years. Now, Adam Driver, he came out with an idea to bring the Hunt for Ben Solo. He gave her the script, Kathleen Kennedy. Now, Kathleen Kennedy said, "Yeah, that's a good idea," and so did Dave Filoni, apparently. But then when they took it to Bob Iger said no. To be honest, I think Bob Iger, what he did was the smartest move ever. I would not bring this out. No, no, no. It will not work. It will disappoint. It'll be an utter disaster for Star Wars fans. An utter disaster. Because, I mean, like I said, who would want to watch that movie? Ben Solo died. He's dead. How would you bring him back? How? I would like to know how. I mean, if there was a way to bring Ben Solo back, shoot, why didn't we do that for Qui-Gon? Why didn't we do that for Obi-Wan Kenobi? Why didn't we do that for Yoda or Luke Skywalker for On That Hand? How? How would you bring that back? But, like I said, dude, Bob Iger did the smart move. Bob Iger did the smart move. So, now this article was posted 2 days ago. This was posted 2 days ago. So, I would have to keep an eye on it and see what latest they have on this. So, but like I said, dude, I don't think this would be the best idea for Star Wars fans. I think this will utterly fail. It'll be miserable, and I think people will hate it. I think people will just literally hate the idea of them bringing Ben Solo back. Because the way they treated Ben Solo from The Last Jedi to The Rise of Skywalker was just disappointment, bro. Utter disappointment. It was terrible. It was just terrible. So me, frankly, bro, I don't think this will not work. So we have one right here. Now we're going to discuss one article on a video game that has been out there for the past 3 days. And this is about Ubisoft. Ubisoft hit Star Wars Outlaws studio Massive Entertainment with layoffs. So Ubisoft had one of the best gaming titles ever lived, bro. And my first favorite gaming title was this right here, in particular. This right here. Oops. Nope. Wrong one. My bad. My bad. That was the wrong one. This one right here. Splinter Cell. I first got this game when I first purchased the second edition of the Xbox consoles because I was trying to get Ninja Gaiden Part 1. And when I first got the Xbox console and I found out that it was not supposed to be coming out till later on next year, in the following years, I decided to buy 3 games. One was Splinter Cell, one was Indiana Jones, Emperor's Tomb, and of course, Halo Combat Evolved, which I will be showing and discussing later about. Let me tell you, Ubisoft had very good games. It had Splinter Cell, Rainbow Six, Ghost Recon, The Division. I also enjoyed Ubisoft Immortals. And let me tell you, man, also Assassin's Creed, man. Can't go wrong with Assassin's Creed. But ever since what they've done to themselves, bro, ever since they put themselves involved with the woke agenda, the DEI and all this, bro, they put themselves in a big, massive trouble, bro. They were working with Sweet Baby Inc. And it just went into ruin, bro. It just went to ruin. Star Wars Outlaws was just a big disappointment, bro. And of course, if you guys know about Assassin's Creed Shadows, it was a big disappointment as well. People did not want to buy the game. People saw what they were trying to do. It's Outlaws. It would have been perfect if they would have just done a creative role-playing game. Like basically, you could create your own character, who he is, what he does and use that character that you created and explore these massive worlds and do all these massive missions. Like they did with the Knights of the Old Republic. That would have been a hell of a story. That would have been perfect. But yet, they didn't. They did it based on a girl who's trying to be a Han Solo wannabe. And of course, the effects of it was ugly. The visual effects of the character was just extremely ugly. So, here we go right here. Pirate Nations posted this. Star Wars Outlaws and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora Studio announces major layoffs. So let's look at this. Let's look this up. See what we got here. Here it is right here. Let me just get on here and read this. As part of an ongoing evolution and long-term planning, we have recently realigned our teams and resources to strengthen our roadmap, ensuring our continued focus on Division franchise and the technologies, including Snowdrop and Ubisoft Connect, that power our games. To support this transition responsibly, we introduced a voluntary career transition program, giving eligible team members the opportunity to take their next career step on their own terms, supported by a comprehensive package that includes financial and career assistance. Massive Entertainment remains fully committed to our roadmap and to creating great experience for players around the world, including the Division 2, the Division Survivors, Division Resurgence, and Division 3. These projects continue with strength, focus, and ambition, and we look forward to sharing more in the future. In other words, they're laying off employees because of their failures. They have failed miserably with this game. And not just with this game, they failed miserably with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Because, I mean, it was just utter trash. The effects, especially the gameplay, bro. They had a lot of glitches in the game, and sales were bad. Sales were terrible. So, of course, they decided to work with Tencent to help them with their games. But it doesn't matter anymore. Ubisoft is gone. Ubisoft is dead. It is dead under the water. I will always respect the original games that I have here, bro. But for this, it's gone. It's totally gone. But like I said, bro, I mean, they just really got themselves destroyed. For all that matters. So yeah, like I said, guys, we just have to really keep an eye on these things. So, yeah, man, it just really felt disappointing on what they did to themselves. So let's discuss our next topic at hand here. Let's discuss our next topics. And yeah, like I said, dude, I mean, what they have really done to themselves, bro, all they did was just utterly disappointing themselves. I just wish, man, that they didn't really do this, bro, to themselves. Because I will miss Ubisoft from being great, bro. For being one of its greats. So, let's get on the topic at hand. The Writers Guild declares war on Paramount WD sale. The WGA vows to block any merger with Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, as you know, Warner Brothers, we have has been open on sale for any company that is willing to buy this company off. Now, as you know right now, Paramount Skydance, they did not just fail once. They didn't fail twice. But they have failed for the third time. The third time they failed. So three strikes, you're out. So, as you know right now, Paramount has been friends with Donald Trump and everything. And Trump administration is eager to try to get Paramount to buy Warner Brothers Discovery. But David Zaslav is saying, nope, you got to do better than that. You got to give me a better sale. But Paramount Skydance is not the only one that is going for this. You have Netflix, you have NBC Comcast, and you have Apple involved in this. Involved trying to buy out Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, however, the Skydance, the Writers Guild, they are trying their best to block off by any means necessary from Paramount to Skydance to buy them off, because Paramount Skydance promises that if they do buy Warner Brothers Discovery, that the DC universe, they are going to definitely replace James Gunn out of there, bro. Now, I don't know if Apple or NBC or Netflix is going to do the same, but James Gunn is trying to bring out Supergirl and Man of Tomorrow out there, bro. And they already got their release dates, and there's already been a script done for Man of Tomorrow, man. But for sure, we don't know what's going to happen, bro. We don't know what's going to happen with them. So this is big. For Warner Brothers, it is big. It is big on them, bro. Because, of course, Warner Brothers has failed the sale. It failed, especially the fans of the DC Universe, bro. And I will say this. A lot of people discuss this, bro. Tyrone, I've listened to his video about it, that there are fans of James Gunn that loved the Superman movie. And there are fans that still love the Snyderverse. Now, just to let you know that Zack Snyder is in a contract with Netflix. And Zack Snyder has been bringing up hype about bringing back the Snyderverse. So as you can see right here, which I'm going to show you right now, right here in these two articles, you can see that he is trying to bring back Batman with a new deleted scene, which I'm going to show you right here, right now. Here it is right here. There it is. And it's not just Ben Affleck. It is also Deathstroke. Right here. Right here. There it is right there. Now, there is a lot of negotiations going on with this. There is a lot of negotiations going on. Now, who knows? Now, I can understand NBC, Universal, Comcast. I can understand that because NBC, they own Universal, and Universal Studios has been asking Warner Brothers if they can borrow Harry Potter for their themeland, for their themes. And they said yes. So, of course, Universal Studios, in Universal, they have a Harry Potter theme in one. Islands of Adventure, they have another theme that's two. And then, in Epic Universe right now, they have another Harry Potter theme in there. So I would think that these companies, it'll be like this. Netflix, probably, I don't know. I don't think they could. But Zack Snyder, since he's been bringing up the hype about the Snyderverse coming back, Netflix may want to negotiate with Warner Brothers. Hey, we'll take the DC Universe from you. Then a deal? Okay. Then you got NBC Comcast would say, hey, why don't we take Harry Potter from you, man? We'll be glad to have it. Sure. Go ahead and take that. Now, Apple, I don't see Apple taking whatever they want. I don't know what they will go after. They may go after certain movies, certain productions like HBO Max. They may take HBO Max from them, and whatever movies they have in HBO Max, they would take that and use their and put their movies into good use in there. But then you got Paramount, Skydance, which they have failed 3 times. Now, if their 4th deal, they may go like this. Let me take CNN or any other networks you got, and we'll call it a deal. So I don't know. I don't know, man. This could be, this is big for Warner Brothers Discovery. This could be big. Especially for the Snyderverse that may be coming back. Because Zack Snyder said that if he ever goes back to doing DC, he said, and he quoted, that he would do The Dark Knight Returns. Based on the Frank Miller novel. That will probably, maybe most likely, if he's willing to come back, he would ask Ben Affleck if he would reprise his role as Batman Bruce Wayne to come back doing The Dark Knight Returns. That would be interesting to see. That would be interesting to see if they come back, if they bring him back. Who knows? Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But we'll see. We'll see about this merger thing going on with Warner Brothers, Bo. Now, for the Writers Guild wise, let's see what the Writers Guild's got to say about it. Let's see what we got. The WGA statement came just days after Paramount's latest bid for Warner Bros. Discovery was rejected by the company's board. The offer, reportedly worth nearly $24 per share, followed 2 previous bids, one of which included 80% cash and even offered David Zaslav a CEO role in a combined company. Now, this article was produced 2 days ago. But now Hollywood's most powerful writers union is warning that consolidation has gone too far. Merger after merger in the media industry has harmed workers, diminished competition and free speech, and wasted hundreds or billions of dollars better invested in organic growth. The statement reads, combining Warner Brothers with Paramount or another major studio or streamer would be a disaster for writers, for consumers, and for competition. The WGAW and the WGAE will work with regulators to block the merger. So it looks like they don't want this to happen, bro. They do not want the merger to happen. So I will say this. Like I said, Paramount Pictures, Paramount Skydance, they are friends with the Trump administration, especially with Donald Trump. David Zaslav is probably saying no, either because of that or because Paramount Skydance has not produced enough money, enough of an offer to give him. You know? So, I don't know, man. This is going to be tight. This will be pretty tight with Warner Brothers. So I will keep an eye on this and we'll see. Now, the next article that I'm going to talk about right here is David Dastmalchian. Now, he starred in James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie as, I think it was the Dot. I'm not I think. Let me see if I remember correctly, if I can read this part right here. Let's see. Who did he star as? I'm trying to remember what he starred as. Polka Dot Man. Yes, he starred as the Polka Dot Man in this. But now it looks like he's interested in playing certain roles. It says here, he explains why he wants to play Morbius and the DC villains he has his eye on. Now, he could probably play the Scarecrow. Now, Cillian Murphy, he did a fantastic job playing the Scarecrow and everything. But him, I think he probably would do good. And then Morbius, I liked Jared Leto, who played Morbius. but I think he would probably do better. Now, however, he is going to be starring as M. Bison in the upcoming Street Fighter movie. So we'll see. Let's take a read at this and see what we got. According to Games Radar, he said that the horror comics have always appealed to him and share what is about Morbius that makes him such an exciting prospect as an actor. I think Morbius is, to me, a really interesting metaphor for addiction and some of the more difficult elements when wrestling with the different parts of ourselves psychologically that take over, especially anger parts, self-destructive parts, or uncontrollable parts of ourselves. So I just thought, I'm not smart enough to be a doctor, but I can play one. That would be a great role. I love vampires. Never in a million years would I have said if I could pick what superhero villain I want to play, what I would ever have picked Polka Dot Man. I've never in a million years would have thought of that character. But when you get to play some wonderful, beautiful, complex character like that, there's always been something really appealing to me about Solomon Grundy. He did mention now on this. I think there's this deep, dark sadness within the character that is, and he evokes all that stuff that I love about. Like Southern Gothic horror Halloween, I could see me just charging through Gotham on a dark Halloween night. I think Jay Crane is a great character whose flip side of all work that I care about when it comes to psychological and psychiatry. And imagine taking that, manipulating it for our own benefit. Interesting. Him playing Solomon Grundy or Scarecrow. That would be interesting, either one. But for him to play Morbius, that would be interesting. That would be interesting indeed. So I do wish him the best to see what roles he would play. But however, the Avengers Secret Wars is going to be, supposedly, they said that it was going to be a reboot on everything that's going to happen in the Marvel Universe. So we'll see. Maybe he'll have a chance to play Morbius in the future. Maybe. So wish you good luck. All right. So now our final topic of the day is going to be this. Halo Combat Evolved Remastered. A remake. Or a matter of fact. There is a video movie. This is the trailer for it. Now, when I first saw this, I was excited. It looks good. But this is another money grab for Halo Studios, because Halo Infinite failed miserably, especially the Halo TV series, which also failed miserably. But I really enjoyed the games. I loved the Halo for the trilogy. Halo 1, Halo 2, and Halo 3. They were the best and everything. Part 4 was okay. Part 5 I did not like very much. And Halo Infinite, I didn't even finish the campaign. I didn't even finish the game. That's how bad it was to me. I really didn't finish it. But let's take a look at this trailer and see what you guys think. So, without further ado, here we go.
According to the data in their networks, the ring has some kind of deep religious significance. They call it Halo. They believe that Halo is some kind of weapon.
What sort of weapon is it?
One with unimaginable power.
You gotta find the cartographer. We'll keep him busy as long as we can.
Fire Team Charlie, we're on our way.
Touchdown! Hit it, Marine!
Now this looks good. Graphics look great.
real fight, the cartographer must be here.
Lock and roll, rock and roll!
Give them hell, Chief.
I like this. But now, here is this problem. Microsoft does not care anymore. They do not care about their exclusives because they lost the console war, bro. They gave up on it. They were no match for PlayStation, Sony, and they were no match for Steam, man, because Steam and PlayStation has been taking them down miserably, especially Nintendo, man. But like I said, dude, But what's good for PlayStation people and Steam, they have the chance to play the first game, Part 1. Part 1, Halo, was one of my best games that I enjoyed. Like I said, when I first got this game, I got this when I bought the second generation Xbox console, edition console that came out. And I said, I bought Splinter Cell, I bought Indiana Jones, and I bought this game. And ever since I played the game, and I first started playing it, I was like this. And I was just like blown away by the game. I loved it, the story. I loved it, the campaign. I loved it, the cinematic, the special effects. It was just perfect, the game. It's like if you were in a movie, for Christ's sake. And now, finally, for them to do this, like they did with Gears of War Reloaded. Gears of War Reloaded is out for Steam, it's out for PlayStation, and out for Xbox. And Gears of War is another exclusive. But Microsoft like this, we're just going to leave it. And people have said it, and I've said it too. It was only a matter of time that they would do the same for Halo. And there they are. Voila. Now, I'm sure one day they're going to take the Master Chief Collection is going to come out for this. And it's going to come out for PlayStation and Steam. It's already out for Steam. I know that for a fact. But for PlayStation, it's coming, man. So, I mean, am I looking forward to this game? Yeah, I'll play it again. I would buy this. I would buy this and I would play the crap out of it. You know? But right now, I love this. I like it. And it is coming out next year. It is coming out next year. So I'll be sure to pre-order this. And I'll be sure to have it out there, bro. For you guys to watch me play, bro. Because let me tell you, man. Halo is one of my best games that I have enjoyed. And I love it. I love every minute of this game. So, you guys let me know, what do you guys think of this, bro? Do you think Halo will be successful? Or do you think it won't? You guys let me know in the comments. But like I said, dude. Wow. Discussing with all these articles out there, man, everything I've missed. It's a lot to take in of what is going on. But now that I'm back, I'm out of vacation. I'm going to be going back to work on Saturday, November 1st. I will be sure to put in more videos and do more streaming and everything so you guys can see what we're going to be talking about. All right. So that's going to be it. So thank you all so much for watching this video. But if you guys haven't, I would recommend you guys do so. So please, if you guys could do me one favor, as to like this video, subscribe to my channel, would appreciate that very, very much. And also, if you guys could, as to share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the channel.